Family Guy has a very specific talent of introducing characters you instantly remember, and then deleting them like, ever heard of the Mandela effect? Where you could have swore you remember something, but turns out it was just your imagination? Yup, exactly like that. Some disappear without explanation, others die in ways that feel aggressively pointless, and a few leave behind quite the loose ends that are so dark you start wondering if the show did it on purpose. So today we're counting down one-time Family Guy characters whose exits were way more dramatic than anyone signed up for. They showed up and then just evaporated like a fart in the wind.
The storm's moving away.
These characters technically showed up once, but emotionally, they overstayed their rent. We're ranking them by how their endings were, how much damage they left behind, and how unresolved their fates still feel. And spoiler alert, we might start light and funny, but then it does slowly descend into, okay, why was this even in the cartoon territory? Make sure to stick around to the end to see who thinks they can get over and pull a fast one on Stewie. Starting at number 6, Jaime the Handyman. Leading our list, we have Jaime strolling into Quahog like a disaster wrapped in charm. After all, he's handsome, helpful, and completely oblivious to the emotional landmine he sets off, literally everywhere he goes. And of course, within seconds, Lois and Meg are fighting for his attention, escalating from side eyes to full-blown mother-daughter warfare. On the other hand, Jaime, totally unaware. He's just fixing stuff, existing, and being irresistible eye candy. Big mistake. The comedy hits the hardest when neither Lois nor Meg can take a step back, and Jaime literally cannot process it. He's too busy being perfect, and that's what makes what comes next so gloriously absurd. Electrocution. Yes, you heard that right. And then, a truck. Boom! Romantic subplot obliterated. Just like that. Quahog resets with Lois and Meg moving on to Jaime's twin brother. No grieving, no consequences, no awkward dinner conversations, just pure chaos served cold. Cleaned up in record time. So Jaime got zapped, flattened, and forgotten faster than Kanye having a mental breakdown. Proving that in Quahog, even the hottest handyman is just temporary eye candy. But hey, death isn't selective, and the next Pour Soda Vanish is all about slang, TikTok, and Peter's desperate attempt to seem hip. Next up at number 5 is Hammer the Millennial. Let's welcome Hammer, the millennial miracle Quahog never knew it needed. Peter's desperate to stay cool, and Hammer's charisma, pure unfiltered energy. And suddenly, what you get flashed with is Peter spouting slangs he doesn't understand, rocking tiny iconic glasses, and saying, bruh, for a living. It's performative chaos at its peak, but somehow, under the dad jokes and cringe, a weirdly genuine bond forms. But of course, the universe can't let this ride forever. Hammer dies, bam, like a truck pulled him from the sitcom into the real world. And Peter, still mid-snapback adjustment, is left staring into the abyss, tears tragically trending on Instagram. The office mourns in hashtag solidarity, while Peter attempts to channel his grief through ironic memes and "it's fine" coffee runs. And then, the final sting comes when Hammer's last will, passed like a message in a bottle, reminds Peter just for a second that maybe somebody out there truly understood him. Nah, I'm kidding. Hammer just wanted his meat to be served in street tacos. Yeah, that's it. Hammer time tacos. Coming in at number 4 is Pearl. If Jaime and Hammer were flashy but disposable distractions, Pearl is the awkward, uncomfortable reminder that Quahog sometimes messes with the weirdly sentimental. Buckle up, guys, cause this one's equal part cringe, dark comedy, and yeah, what the hell did I just watch? Brian starts his hours of community service reluctantly, forced to take on Pearl, an elderly woman who's naggy, demanding, and thoroughly annoying. And recently all his dates had not been going too good. After all, the girls were too dumb for someone like Brian. And with Pearl too, he's naturally sarcastic, judgmental, and not exactly impressed. I mean, she's old, talks too much, and might smell faintly of mothballs and being gay, he mutters, mocking the assignment before even giving it a chance. But slowly, cracks appear. Pearl wasn't always this frail. She used to be a singer, a woman with dreams crushed decades ago, and Brian of all people starts to notice. He starts listening, laughing, and even teasing in that canine way that hints at affection. Their awkward companionship grows into something even stranger, a connection. Brian, the picky, cynical dog, begins to care, and maybe Pearl, finally feeling seen after 30 years of isolation, opens up. But then comes a dark climax because on her first outing in decades, a literal step into the world moment, Pearl is hit and critically injured. In the hospital, there's a brief surreal montage, a twilight fantasy of them living together happily, escaping all the chaos just for a beat of sweetness. And then reality snaps back. Pearl dies, whispering that she has no regrets. It's weird, uncomfortable, and probably Brian learning to care in the most twisted but Quahog approved way, and then losing it all in an instant. Coming in at number 3 is Striker Fox. But hey, if Pearl made you feel awkward and Jaime made you feel shocked, Striker Fox will make you question your entire reality. Strap in because Peter's cool new friend will definitely turn out to be way more mind-bending than anyone expected. Striker Fox is a one-of-a-kind guy. He's the stuntman, paramedic, and all-around hip guy who somehow manages to make Peter feel like a boring, uncool loser. And so suddenly, Peter's abandoning his lifelong friends because Striker can do everything, including performing stunts and looking good while doing it. Naturally, the rest of the gang are losers now. Sorry guys, because being average isn't trendy right now. Striker's charm is undeniable, and Peter, he's currently obsessed with keeping up. He mimics his slang, his attitude, his every move. It's performative, ridiculous, but somehow also heartfelt. Beneath the ridiculousness, there's a Peter trying and failing to feel relevant. Then of course, Striker, being the cool guy, goes skydiving and dies. Boom. In true Quahog fashion. It's sudden, absurd, and devastating. Ish. But then the episode hits us with the twist. Peter wasn't ignoring reality. He was in a 2-week coma. Everything was Striker. Suddenly it could be a dream. Maybe a fever hallucination. A literal cool guy figment conjured from Peter's insecurities and desire to be, well, not Peter. And that's the spice. I mean, Striker Fox wasn't erased or removed from the show. He just never really existed. He's a reminder that Quahog can rewrite reality on a whim, that Peter's life is a chaotic, changeable nightmare, and that even your best new friend ever might just be a hallucination. So yeah, if you ever feel like your friends are lame and your cool new buddy is too good to be true, congratulations. You might just be living Peter's life. And probably about to get hit by a truck too. Coming in at number 2 is Penelope. From Peter's fever dream, we shall now jump to a villain who might actually be smarter than everyone else in Quahog. And yes, she's absolutely adorable, dangerous, and probably plotting your downfall as we speak. Meet Penelope, our baby Stewie's intellectual equal, his partner in crime, and for a fleeting chaotic moment, his romantic obsession. Together, they don't just share experiments, they share their ambitions that could terrify the UN. It's cute, but in a, oh my god, they could actually take over the world way. For a while, the audience is treated to a masterclass in evil flirting, their calculated chaos, morally questionable science, and let's not forget the spark between two geniuses, tiny in stature, causing maximal havoc. There's a romance, yes, but it's a unique one that comes with death rays, lasers, and a side of existential crisis. Seems like quite the dark romance we love to see, huh? But of course, it can't last, because Brian, our lovely dog and moral compass, somehow sways Stewie to choose morality over world domination. Penelope is left behind, humiliated, and furious. And just like that, she disappears. Poof, and gone. Not dead, just absent. And here's where it gets suspicious. Because she might be absent now, but you never know where she is and how smart her little brain seems to be. She could probably jump out of nowhere to destroy the Griffin family. So, whew, let's just hope for the best and manifest the plot armor protecting our main characters. So about where she is now? Probably still out there, somewhere between the parallel timeline and the evil lair, waiting for the perfect opportunity to remind Stewie and everyone else that she's the one who's really dangerous. And finally, that brings us to number 1. New Brian. Brian almost dies, but not in a dramatic, heroic way as we would expect, because it's more like a, yeah, in a right kind of way. After bricking a dunk with their 8-pound Thanksgiving turkey, Peter's dumbass floors the hybrid right into the bottom of a pond, barely making it out of the car into the surface. He then goes back to save Brian, you would assume, but instead rescues the turkey, swims back up, and starts giving it CPR. Brian is pissed.
Peter, what the hell? You chose a turkey over me? I almost died.
Peter obviously don't care one iota about Brian, and it shows. So naturally, Peter does what any emotionally mature adult would do. He replaces him. Introducing the one and only new Brian. And oh my God, is this dog a walking LinkedIn profile with all kinds of qualifications. He's polite, supportive, listens to you without judging, doesn't drink or smoke, and definitely doesn't write bad novels. But worst of all, he makes everyone realize how insufferable old Brian actually was. The only one who doesn't buy into his golden retriever fantasy? Stewie. Because Stewie knows something very important. Perfection is suspicious, and with new Brian being too calm, too kind, and a tiny bit too understanding, it seems like a dream. After all, he doesn't get his panties in a bunch every 5 minutes like the original model. And then comes a twist, when new Brian finally drops the act in front of Stewie. Behind the soft eyes and gentle affirmations is a dog who despises the Griffin family, sees them as pathetic, and believes he's intellectually superior to all of them. And who does he confess this to? Of course, the only person capable of murder before breakfast, Stewie. What follows is peak irony from the other character who didn't want Brian replaced, now being the only one who decides that the replacement has to die. There's no debates, no speeches, and finally with no moral dilemma, Stewie decides, bro, you gots to go. And just like that, he's hauling his corpse to the trash can as Peter's reading Stewie's forged suicide note. All in all, we can definitely say that Family Guy treats one-time characters like leftover pizza, because some are there for a quick laugh, others just make you go, wait, what even happened? They pop in, cause chaos, get hit by trucks or get electrocuted, and then vanish in a blink. But honestly, who even keeps track? Could they come back? Probably. Would it make sense? Absolutely not. But what do you think? Do tell me, which of these absolute chaos nuggets made you go, what the f*** did I just watch? Comment your thoughts below. Meanwhile, Stewie, who has quietly added another body to his resume, forces us to raise a very important question. What won't little baby Stalin do? Speaking of that, if you think one of these disasters were wild, wait until you see how long Stewie's prison sentence would be. Check it out next and try not to laugh while plotting his escape.